Hello guys, I am back with another Sorare video. I have actually rebirthed this channel. I originally deleted all the content, I probably shouldn't have. But I'm going to start doing Sorare content again. I'm not going to lie, I do find it a little bit difficult to sort of keep coming up with ideas with Sorare content because there's only so much you can talk about. And if you're not in the best of form in terms of winning rewards as well, it's a bit tricky and sometimes it gets a little bit demotivating. Especially over the last 3 or 4 months, I'd say I got a little bit demotivated with Sorare, not just content but Sorare in general, mainly because of the prices just dropping like crazy. I didn't really get excited to build my lineups or anything, so I didn't really do as many videos. But anyway, enough chatting shit. If you guys are new to Sorare, do check out my link in the description. You'll get some bonuses if you do sign up with my link, and I'll benefit a little bit too, so I'd appreciate that. Anyway, today's video is going to be to do with the new update. So the new update, I think we're all still processing it massively. I've heard a lot of people's point of views, and I'm not gonna lie, Nepenthes especially, I wanted to wait for his view on the update because he's just smart with this sort of stuff, innit? So I waited for his point of view, and I'm not gonna lie, he's made me rethink everything. And the more I think about it, my strategy this year, I buy too many scattered players. I just don't have enough of a strategy really, and listening to Nepenthes and seeing how well he did. If you haven't seen, I think everyone's seen the video probably, but a few weeks ago Nepenthes did podium, I believe twice in the same game week with his Arsenal stack. So I've definitely gone out my way since then, and I've sort of created a little bit of a strategy. I still don't fully know what I'm doing. I don't think anyone does, but I'm sort of like heading towards, instead of buying scattered players and prospects, I buy way too many prospects. I'm not gonna lie, I do find it fun buying like a youngster and watching them go. Like, this is what really made me rethink everything. So obviously it's gonna be very difficult to do this, but it's more about the strategy behind it rather than just the podium, because obviously we can all hope for a podium, but it's really hard. So obviously he had an Arsenal collection and an Arsenal stack that got him. He's got it in rare, super rare and everything. He's probably going to yield a load more money off it. It's mad. So anyway, in terms of my strategy, if we go over to Sorare data, collections wise, I've had the Chelsea and Burnley collection for a while. A big reason behind the Burnley collection is because I loved them a lot last season, and I actually think their players, they've actually got a lot of really good players. They've potentially got 2 starting goalkeepers in this collection, which I really like. Muric, I can't believe how he's been treated at Burnley. Don't get me started. I could start a rant for a while. But yeah, Muric next season hopefully gets a move. James Trafford, we'll see if he, and this is a big if, right? If Burnley go down, which it's looking very likely, one of Trafford or Muric, I expect, will be their championship keeper, and that could make them one of the most valuable players in the, is it Challengers or Contender they're in? I'm not sure, whichever one it is. Could make Burnley one of the best teams in the league. And I just like a lot of their players. Even if a lot of these players don't stay in the championship, there's still a lot of players that could go away. Like Tressel could go back to the Belgian league. Not only that, but he has just been added to this collection, and he's a forward now. He's not a midfielder, and I believe his forward card, I believe it scores even better. I'm trying to get his rare as well, and believe it or not, don't nick me strategy, but I am building this collection in rare as well. So yeah, does he score better as a midfielder or a forward? I mean, he barely played. Yeah, he scores way better as a forward. 44 in the last year, and he scored 41 as a midfielder. So imagine if Tressel went back to the Belgian league, that would be crazy. And there's other players like Sander Berge if he goes to the championship. Obviously if Burnley go down, I really do rate Sander Berge, and I think he could score real good at championship. Same with Aaron Ramsey, he's done it in the past. He's a great talent. Koleosho. So I love this Burnley collection. I think they've got a lot of good players. There's potential for 2 starting keepers next season, and I think they've got a lot of good talent. Jordan Bayer I love from last season. Josh Cullen, is it Josh Cullen or yeah, Josh Cullen there. Happy days. So anyway, the biggest point to my strategy, I'm going to be looking for collections, and I'm trying to look forward. And I'm basically, my plan is to probably do what a lot of people are going to do, use old season cards to win new season cards. We'll see how that goes, because I don't know how competitive it's going to be, but And this is where I go back to Nepenthes' strategy. If you stick to your strategy and don't scatter players everywhere, and you actually stick to a 5 every week, just takes that one game week for them to do incredible. Now, I want to show you a recent few collections I've done, and this nearly worked in the first game week of having this collection, actually. So you might think, what the are you doing getting Atletico Madrid? But I wanted to get a collection / stack that not maybe loads of people are going for. I was looking at like Dortmund, but I thought a lot of people are probably going to look at Dortmund. So I went with Atletico Madrid. And I'm not going to lie, it sort of helped a little bit because someone offered me Griezmann and De Paul. And I thought, you know what, I'll accept it. And then ever since then, I've just bought the rest of the collection. So that did also help. But I'm going to get this to 5% as well. And this almost worked in the first game week of having it. The thing I love about Atletico Madrid, by the way, is you can find out their exact team like a day before, because there's an account that shows their lineup, like their train in their lineup, and there's an account that shows you the exact lineup. I want to show you it. Where is it? It might be this game week. Is it this game week? Where's my Atletico Madrid? So yeah, the last few weeks I've tried to sort of like get out of having so many random players, and I'll stack players together. As you can see, like Chelsea, Man City, that was a real tough matchup, to be fair, but usually sometimes I'd scatter Chelsea players, but I've started to stack them together more now, and that is what I'm going to look to do next season. I might have even hid them. Have I hid them? So it was a Champion Europe lineup. It was the first game week of having the collection. Was it this one? It might be All-Star Limited. Basically, Atletico Madrid won 5-0. Here it is. And I'm an absolute idiot. Right, I saw the lineup. I saw that tweet. So someone tweeted that Griezmann wouldn't start. It would be Correa and Llorente as the striker. So Llorente played up front this game. So the only forward I could have used in the Atletico Madrid team this week, and I knew this, was Correa. So I thought about buying Correa, but I thought something in me was like, it feels too weird to leave Griezmann out. I just did, for some reason, because I had Griezmann, I just didn't want to leave him out. I thought it'd be quite a tight game because Las Palmas are like quite good at the back actually. So I thought, do you know what? Let's play Griezmann. I can't bother to buy Correa yet because I didn't own Correa at the time. I thought he might come on 20 minutes to go and bag an assist or something. And yeah, he didn't even come on. And if I bought Correa, it's an extra 100 points. 100 points. And that's the first game week I had of this collection. So, again, that goes back to the point that it takes one game week and it could smash. So I think that's going to be my strategy, just choosing different teams. I'll show you some other teams I've built with the collections. So obviously Burnley, hopefully they do go down. I really hope Company does stay, but he needs to sort his ideas out. He's been weird in the Premier League, but I could speak about that for a while. I've got a Chelsea collection, which this has been a shit show this year, but the thing I like about this collection is there's a lot of talented players, and I think down the line it could work quite well. There's actually a few players recently that I've not got. I sold like back in the day when I thought they were too expensive. Like Havertz, to be fair, he's starting to find form for Arsenal. I could go and buy him and I'll have 5% extra bonus, which would be insane. Probably should go buy Aubameyang because he's banging him in for Marseille. Felix, if he gets back in team. So, to be fair, I think this is a real solid collection. The biggest problem I had straight away with this collection was the goalkeepers. Like, I was stacking my Chelsea boys and then I had no goalkeeper because obviously Kepa went to Real Madrid, Edouard Mendy went to Saudi, and I knew Kepa would lose his place because I do not rate Kepa at all. So I sold Kepa instantly. I sold him for a good price as well, like 80 quid or something. But yeah, that down the line, the Chelsea collection, I think that could do me well. Atletico Madrid will get that to 5%. Another collection I've done over the last few weeks is, this might be a bit weird. It's a bit of a gamble. But Norwich, I do quite like a lot of the Norwich players. I owned Gabriel Sorare, I think it's Sarah, a few years ago in Rare, and he was incredible. To be honest, I don't know how he's still in the Championship, but very good player. And they've actually got quite a few good scorers, Norwich. And they're really pushing. They've hit some decent form, and they're pushing for the playoffs. So this back end of the season, last 12 plus games, I think it's something like that. I'm hoping we can have some big scores, and then I'll decide whether to go into next season with Norwich. It depends. If they go up, then it probably won't be the best collection. But yeah, hopefully we can have one game where they all smash. Happy days. Brighton collection I've had a while actually. There's a few players that I really regret not buying in this collection. Pascal Gross is one of them. I nearly bought him a while ago, but his scores were shit for a while. They went really shit. It's when Brighton went quite shit, I'll show you. The period where he was like 120 quid or so. I'm pretty sure it was like this period, and his L15 was quite low. He weren't as good, and neither were Brighton. So I didn't really want to spend 120 quid on a guy that scores quite meh. Like 50s, not the best. And then, boom, out he comes, and he's been outrageous. Probably one of the best midfielders on the game right now. So he would have been crazy on an extra 3%. But I'll maybe look to get him. McAllister, obviously, he's decent. Dunk, he's one of mine up. Matoma, so once again, another real nice collection. Undav's doing class as well. So I could maybe look to get Undav. So yeah, that's going to be my main priority. And then, not to mention, I've not even mentioned my main stack, really. And it's mainly because it's not a collection. A lot of their players are a bit scattered. And for the short term anyway, I've been really unlucky, but I am going with an Inter stack as my main stack for next season. So Inter are incredible. I think they really could win the Champions League this year. Obviously, Man City's going to be a real big hurdle, and they've still got to beat Atletico Madrid in the second leg. But yeah, watching Inter, they look real solid, real good at the back. They barely concede, to be fair. I really do rate Pavard as a right centre back. There's not many players better in his position. As a right centre-back, he's insane because he gets forward. He's almost like a right-back, but playing right centre-back. He gets forward loads, he's class. But yeah, anyway, for the short term, Sommer, I buy him on Thursday. Day after, gets the flu, so he's out. So I didn't get to use him this weekend, and he might miss the midweek as well, so I'm just fuming. Absolutely fuming. And then Çalhanoğlu as well. I bought him pretty much the same time as Sommer, and yeah, he's gone and got. I don't even know what's happened. Like, Inter fans are confused as well because he didn't go off injured or anything, and it looks like he's going to be out as well for a couple of games. So it's so annoying. Lautaro Martinez, probably one of the best strikers at the minute. He's just hit a record for the most amount of goals he scored in a season or something. 22 goals, I think he's on for the season. Don't get me wrong, this guy misses big chances, but he also bags. So he's going to be incredible. The only player I need for this collection is... I might have to buy a few, actually. So I'm going to get Bastoni 100%, and we can probably go with a 3-man defence. Bastoni, I do like DiMarco, but he's quite expensive. The problem is with these Inter players, and I don't think it's a huge problem. I actually quite like it. The supply of them's a lot less, so you guys can't see. Let me get rid of my webcam a second. So he's only got 78 cards, which makes him, obviously, there's a lot less supply, and there's no supply of him at all anymore. So it's literally just whether or not people want to sell you him for a good price. It's about 280 quid, and it's quite a lot. I do rate DiMarco, but I think I'd rather have Bastoni. But he, especially early in the season, he can hit heights. Very, very good crosser. Incredible crosser of the ball. So DiMarco's one I'm potentially looking at. But Bastoni would be the main one. Barella, I was shocked at Barella. How bad he scores. He actually had a real good game against Atletico Madrid. But a player like Barella, I thought he'd score a lot better, to be honest. But that's sometimes the case on Sorare. Sometimes, like, good players don't always score the best. Sometimes you need to be on set pieces, or some players are just weird. They're just class for the matrix, scoring matrix. But for the midweek, I'll show you my midweek team. There's only 2 Champ Europe games on. It's Inter v Atalanta and Sassuolo v Milan. Milan? Is it? Oh no, Napoli. So there's 4 teams playing, and that's it in Champ Europe. So the annoying thing is, Sommer might be out, as you can see. I still need updates on that, and I don't have the backup. And also, it's looking very likely that Çalhanoğlu's out as well. So I'm probably going to need 3 new players. Now, I did plan to buy Bastoni anyway, so I'll have Bastoni, Lautaro, Pavard. And then, if Sommer's out, I don't know. I can't be asked. So yeah, probably won't be able to buy a keeper. I did get my Starknet money, which took ages, by the way. Absolutely ages. I don't know if anyone else had massive problems. I had to wait like 4 days. Like I had so many problems. And then my midfielder, that's what I need. I need a midfielder. But no one's selling a Barella. That's the only problem with the lack of supply. But I like the lack of supply because it holds the price up better. So if they go in a bit of a bad period, like DeMarco went in a bit of shit form. That's what I was going to say. He went out of form a little bit, and a lot of cards, like in this period, a lot of cards with a lot more supply that have tanked. That have tanked in value. But because like people are like, oh yeah, I'll just sit and wait because DeMarco's a great player. Happy days. He held his price and he's still, what, 260 or something. Like, he's held his price for ages. Maybe he was a little bit more. He was about 460. But it's not as if he's like dropped an insane amount. And there's only 78 cards of him. So, and it's the same with all the Inter players. So unless they get minted next season, which absolutely no idea. Sadly, the backup's expensive. I've tried to get the backup. But unless they get a lot of supply next season, like they could hold good value. Really could, right? So Bastoni is my next prey. Really do rate Bastoni. The only thing is he's not got like massive heights, but he's still very solid, and they keep clean sheets for days. Really good. A cheaper option could be for this middle game week. Could be getting De Vrij. And then the midfield, I don't know. I don't know if Frattesi's going to play. So I'm not sure. How many... Let's see the supply of Lautaro. I'm guessing he'll have quite a bit of demand. So I bought him here for about 397. There's 165 cards of him. 165. I think he's an interesting one, Lautaro. I don't know if Inter will sell him in the summer, but... I mean, look at them scores. They're crazy. I know he doesn't have the height, but sometimes you just want a forward that scores. I'm so tired of having... I mean, Xerxes annoying. Xerxes like real highly rated, but for some reason against the easier teams, he does fall off a little bit. Sorry, I've sidetracked a little bit. As you can see, I mean, he's good, but he's not Lautaro. He's not Lautaro at the minute. But yeah, that is going to be my strategy anyway. So probably just stacking as much as I can, and then winning new season cards, and then. Yeah, with the new season cards, probably eventually build into the actual prize cash. That's the plan, I think. I'll definitely keep an eye on the auctions just to see how expensive they actually are, because they're probably going to be very expensive. I have also got an Athletic Club collection, but it was just very cheap, and I thought we'll have a little whirl because there's some good players in there, and I think they've got 2 starting keepers in there, so it's not too bad. But anyway, hopefully guys have enjoyed. Let me know what your strategy is going to be. I might do an updated video of this within the next few months, because so much happens in Sorare, so much can change. Who knows, in a few months time I probably won't have half of these collections. I'll probably friggin' rage sell all my stuff and probably go buy something else. But yeah, hopefully guys have a good game week. Remember, if you are new to Sorare, do use my link. That would be appreciated, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Now I need to click stop.